Hey, welcome to episode 68 of my blind RS3 Ironman playthrough. This is going to be like a 2 hour episode because I'm doing both Birthright of the Dwarves and Missing Presumed Death. As usual, there are time codes in the description if you want to skip to my summaries of those quests. Let's get to it. 106 woodcutting. Totally didn't sneak up on me. Okay, doing Birthright of the Dwarves. My excitement for Grandmaster quests has really petered out now that I see that they're not all like the old school RuneScape Grandmaster quests, but this could still be good. I like the Dwarves quest line so far. Your Majesty. What now? Everything. Let the workers unionize. Hey. Great Veldemont is based. Negotiate a peace treaty with the local trolls. You're not even the rightful king. What do you mean what you're turning into? Can't trust my advisors. Dwarves, civilians are gonna die because of decisions I make. Yeah, that makes sense. What are you gonna do? Three things I'd like you to do. Rounded up some Red Axe spies. Okay. Go to the Taverley dungeon. There are Chaos Dwarves. Okay. Defense against the Ogre Shaman's memory-altering magic. Right, that's been going on since the first quest. Watchtower Wizard. Okay, bye. I think that's fine. That makes sense. Yep, let's go do these three things. What's up, Lieutenant Bray? Sent me instead. Investigate each of the suspects. Tell me if you think they're a spy. Who are the suspects? Baker is a tradesman. Warhammer shop. Used to be a member of the Red Axe. Boss is a member of the Monarchist Society. Grant and Brunt on Yatiso. Okay. And what should I do? Got it. Let's talk to everybody, right? Show me proof that I'm Red Axe. Okay. What are you doing on Yatiso? Why did King Sorvat say you're from the Red Axe? Okay. How do you know Veldemont isn't the rightful king? Invented by Gothics, this touch cures disease. Calling for the overthrow is treason. The Red Axe told you to say this. Interesting, okay. I have no evidence I'm a spy. You're doing on Yatiso. Why did Sorvat say you're from the Red X? Okay, so why are they're not, their story is not consistent. Okay. So they obviously have interactions with each other. Let me just see if anyone has any new dialogue here. I don't think they do, but he wants physical proof, which means I'm probably going to find it. What was the nickname of your ship's captain? You found a contradiction. Hey. Executing them is probably over the top. That's kind of cool that they give you the choice here. They've done a good job of making this a tough call, because things could go bad if he's a spy. What makes him just not come back later? Let's see what happens when I select this. He is a Red Axe spy. Never worked for the Red Axe again. He's sorry. I guess he says he's sorry, so I can send him into exile. Okay. Seems fair. So I still have 2 to deal with here. One of them said to go to the tavern where they were all talking. I think it's this one, right? Go do that. You have the marker. Why does Klaus think Veldemont isn't the rightful king? She didn't get the idea from me, if that's what you're implying. Gotten the idea for the Red Axe? Calling for a revolution. Okay, so he doesn't seem like he's actually a bad guy. That tracks based on what we've learned, and it's a good way for the story to reestablish that Veldemont isn't actually the rightful king. Can I, like, let him go here? He vouched for you. Let him go. Okay, so I don't know what to do with Vigor. Does she have any notes about him? Oh, the Warhammer shop in the northwest of the ground floor of Keldegrim Palace. Okay. Okay, I can search stuff in here. Search. Nothing. Nothing. Search the anvil. Sink. Fireplace. Furnace. A bundle of letters. Okay, well, that seems pretty damning. Hey man, what's up with these letters with you talking to a Red Axe spy master? I do suppose that constitutes physical proof. Please have mercy. Okay. Or back to King Veldemont. Sure. Yeah, I guess I never knew this about RS3. I was really looking forward to all the Grandmaster quests because that's my favorite, one of my favorite things about old school. I didn't realize that they put out like While Gothic Sleeps, and then to a much lesser extent, Ritual of the Majorat, and then just like bailed on the idea of these quests being gigantic, like globe-trotting missions. It's more just, oh, it's just a quest that has high requirements. I don't know. Maybe, I haven't finished this quest. They're already sending me to 3 different places, so that's a little bit more interesting than Brink of Extinction, but... Okay, Veldemon. Dealt with the spies. Speaker said the Red X broke contact with him. Okay. I guess I shouldn't complain yet. I do like that I have to go to the Taverley dungeon, because there's been Chaos Dwarves in there for like a decade. So it's neat to wrap that into the story here. Yeah, these guys, right? I think I fought them for a Slayer task forever ago in Old School RuneScape. I have some memory of like safe spotting these guys behind a rock, which... I don't think I've ever had any cause to deal with them here. Am I just fighting them, basically? They drop something. Charm. Oh, here we go. Acadia the Exile. Speak to me in my ritual circle in the north of the dungeon. Ah. Okay. That's where the Chaos Druids are? Here she is. Acadia the Exile. You need to fight for your dwarf king. Who are you? Leader of these Chaos Druids. Zamorak is Gothic's most perfect incarnation. Brings balance through chaos. That's an interesting interpretation. Uh-oh. I'm ready. This is post-EOC fight. Okay, maybe it wasn't intended to be a fight. What's a worthy combat? Chaos Dwarves in this dungeon were created by his enemy. That's not so. Colonies of Chaos Dwarves have existed since the Third Age. Okay. I love the perfect aspect of Gothic stuff. Really funny. It's a neat way to like make sense of the Chaos Druids, who otherwise are kind of a nonsensical tradition. I'm not a murderer, you live. Okay. Watchtower Wizard? King Veldemon sent me. A magic ogre potion. Okay. And what? All my memories are fine. Yeah, let's go. These the events of like Forgotten Tale of a Drunken Dwarf. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Beer, kebab, beer. Someone to talk to in here? Let's see any interactables. Like use this? Oh, that's interesting. I do it to all of them? Oh, I have to catch these. Okay. Well, I'll do that real quick. Catching these fragments is pretty annoying, actually. It's not that big of a deal. but especially with how you have essentially infinite run energy in this game. Investigate each void, work out what it originally was, use the correct fragments on it. If you get it wrong, you have to collect the fragments again. Okay, so we've got Grimson, Hreidmar, Chaos Dwarf, Gnome Emissary. Probably figure out some of these. What would a gnome be doing here? Well, that seems pretty straightforward. Okay. Where you got that scar? I don't know scar off the top of my head. Walking stick is Hreidmar, right? Not natural for a dwarf to lay that, probably Chaos Dwarf. Yeah, and so that means the last one is Grimson. Did I actually get my memory back from Forgotten Tale? It's a cool way to resolve this, like many, many quests later. Yeah, nice. Take it to King Veldabon. Okay. Am I done with everything? Turn to Veldabon. Alright, what's up, Veldabon? Investigated the Taverley Dungeon. Yeah, I believe her. Watchtower Wizard. Restore your memories. Armies assembling. Okay. Want to say something first? Not sure the Red Axe is a threat. I don't think you're coping well with being king. I'll meet you in the caves. Took me a second to find this. I guess I have to like go across the river here, and then there's a cave to the south. There's a couple different weird caves. Yeah, this one, I guess. Let's see. Been here before, so Veldamon should be here somewhere, right? Haven't seen him yet. Try going in one of the other doors here. Oh, okay. This seems maybe promising. There's Veldamon. Okay, so I can bank. Yeah, they do this thing now where they try to warn you about incoming combat and give you bank access, which is... That's fine, I guess. I don't know if there's intended to be no music in here, so we'll see. I don't have it shut off. I've had this issue a couple times now in RS3 where the music just doesn't seem to play. I don't know. Firing a cannon. Okay. Do you like these new cutscenes? Look at all the facial expressions we get. Effort. Pass the lava flows, deal with the cannons, raise the bridges so the army can advance. Oh shit, are these like breaking? Holy shit, wow, okay. Goddamn. I do not have any real way to heal here because I was not expecting something, a real encounter, so it's actually kind of impressive. How do I get across though? Jesus. Can I protect from range at least? Nope, I'm dead. I died in a quest, y'all. Hey, I'm so excited. Cost me nothing to reclaim, but whatever, that's fine. All right, I need to bring food for this. Jesus. Let me head back there. All right, I'm back in here. I checked the wiki. I guess I have to stand behind the pillars because getting them to fall is how I'm going to cross, which makes sense. Keep prey range, which not. I used the wrong range earlier, I guess. We just cross and... Okay, yeah, that does mean I only take 2,500 damage instead of 5,000 damage, so that's tolerable. It does break the rocks I have for cover pretty frequently, which is a little scary. Okay. I got more of these that I have to break somewhere. Is there another pillar on the opposite side? There is, okay. I see. It's kind of neat to have a mission where the combat actually kind of matters. Whoa, okay. Maybe don't be next to those things. I'm walking through that does fire damage. Okay. Get this multi-cannon and then run away, question mark? Can't surge in here. Oh god. How many cannons are there? I have a bunch of explosive gears. Not getting shot by any other ones that I can see. A matter of just fighting the other chaos units. There's Grimson. Seems like I don't need to fight the enemies. Why can't you leave us alone? Oh, I keep getting cutscene interrupts here. Pull the lever if it lets me. Okay. Get into a minecart. Did something break? Don't tell me I have to do that again. Oh, here we go. God, my prayer ran out, so it cut me out of the scene. Didn't work this time. Oh, is this a memory again? Long live King Hreidmar. False memories trying to implant? Interesting. Okay. Oh, I see. Last time they tried to make it obvious what I'm supposed to... So it was supposed to be a tutorial for this mechanic, so obviously we don't want it to be the Royal Red X standard, because that's not real. Eight colored segments on a flag. Is there anything else here that stands out as incorrect? Probably. Chaos Dwarf. Zamarakian Chaplain? That doesn't seem right. Okay. It's the fact that we even have a Chaos Dwarf over here. Okay, maybe that's everything. We'll see. I'm going to catch these fragments. Give me a second. Okay, I think there's only 3 this time. 8 colored segments. Standard? Oh, for the consortium? Yeah, okay. Gothics won't help us now. Chaplain. Oh, there's the Gothic symbol. Okay, and then the last one must be a conscript. It's a memory, isn't it? Years ago. Oh, it affected everyone in the room. See you back in the real world. Okay. He doesn't want to be here. Oh, is it a dwarf again? Okay. Broken rocks. That's weird. Killed the troll after he surrendered, then I attacked dwarves. Why'd you make me see it? Why could you let me keep lying to myself? Leave me alone. Oh, hey, Zamorak's just here. I guess it's a fake memory, so if they want to get use out of their model they put together. That's definitely not true. He wasn't in the world at this time. Young Hreidmar. Okay. You're not real. Statue this time, presumably. I assume that's the statue. I don't have enough fragments. Oh, crap, okay. But you don't need Hunter for this quest. Lord Zamorak. It is kind of a nice touch. He imagines he's like literally talking to Zamorak. Conceptually, I really like this section. Like the minigame is a little weak, but like where you have to run around and grab the memories. But given that you've had so many quests with memory modification, it works to do this finally. Leave memories alone. Is it just these 3 guys? Old dwarf, grumpy dwarf, beardless dwarf. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute, isn't it? Alright, catching the memories. Hold on. Wait, he's actually trying to fight me this time. So sometimes he casts on them and it changes the identity to dangerous. That's kind of fun that he gets to fight back since he's the whole like memory magic guy in the first place. I have to catch them while they're not listed as dangerous, I guess. Oh, that's tough because they... Looks like the ogre hits them like the instant they change. It looks like I can catch them if I'm very careful and slow with it. Oh, he might stop. No. He still goes after them constantly. All right, well. Got that one just in time. Let me wait for this one to de-transform here. Here it is. Is that it? 3 of each? Okay. Walking stick. Alright, let's Hridemar. Wonder where he got that scar. That was Grimson, right? Which means this one must be Gnome Emissary? Yeah, okay. Forced it to wipe all its memories about its life in Gutenoth. Freezing to death on the mountain and you saved its life. Yeah, the idea of like a memory ogre mage is a kind of cool idea to take seriously. Red Axe directors killed 1 out of 7. Wonder if I'm actually murdering the real world directors here. Because that would be great. I guess they're couching it in a hallucination. Okay, killed the last director. Long live the chaos. Okay, can I open this now? What are we doing here? Lowborn usurper and his filthy human pet. It's not too late to switch sides. What was your plan, Hreidmar? Turn the red axe base with my own statue. Oh, okay, it's not an that's interesting. All right, Grimson, bring it on. No, I won't stand aside. Oh, does he have an adrenaline meter? That's interesting. Probably still doesn't matter because of necromancy, but... Whoa. Look at those facial animations. It's funny, my ghost still shows up in this cutscene. Oh shit. Into Chaos Dwarves. It's cool. I do really like those cutscenes. I think they're high quality. I think I need to like protect here. I don't have any mat. I don't have any prayer. I used it all up in the earlier section. That's fine. Whoa! Goddamn. Okay, that's the thing that can happen. Damage him to prevent it. That's cool. Look at that. There's mechanics. That looks like I kind of have to pay attention to, actually. Just heal himself and his allies. I kind of had to pay attention to mechanics, but I think that Death of Chivalry did a little bit of a better job of making sure it's scaled to be relevant. Is that it? Oh, is Veldabon going to become a Chaos Dwarf? Oh, what he means I don't like what I'm turning into is I don't like what kind of king I am, basically, right? Kill me, don't let me turn into that. No, you can fight it. Let someone else be king. You can learn, fight. I can't make anything a sequel to this because of all the choices you make in it. Oh, he's fine. Okay, I thought he was just going to transform. Return to Consortium rule. Fuck that shit. Fuck these people. This is a coup. It's a poor one. The black card is loyal to me. Once again, Veldabon represents RuneScape. These guys represent the suits of Jagex to me. Don't let them do this. Get out of my throne room. Nice. Hooray! Man, they really go wild with like strength XP in particular. I'd be really curious to see which quests give the most of each kind of XP. And so technically now I can get the Imkondo pickaxe, but it's not a huge priority for me right now. Buy a Dragon Warhammer. Well, that would be nice. Birthright of the Dwarves is the theoretically Grandmaster conclusion to the Dwarf series, but it's kind of a letdown. It's not too bad. It's not like brink of extinction bad, but it does sort of feel like we're just wrapping things up as quickly as we can here. I guess what's going on with Grandmaster quests is that in RS3, Grandmaster just means that it has a high skill level, and then they eventually got rid of the phrase Grandmaster. They don't even refer to quest difficulty anymore in official materials. There's actually not a lot of story to it, surprisingly. Veldabon's trying to deal with the Red Axe, so that's not anything new. The way we have to deal with the Red Axe is by resolving the memory stealing, memory loss problem from Forgotten Tale of a Drunken Dwarf that's been woven through all of these. The process of doing that involves a little mini game where you chase around little memory spirits and then replace them, but it doesn't really give us a lot of insight into the characters. It's just like, oh yeah, those things that you, the player, with the mouse and keyboard remember, but the character you're controlling doesn't remember. Now we've unified those, but like nothing new happens in the process, right? It's just now your character actually remembers those things. We get a little bit. I think the best part of the quest is when Veldabon is talking about how it's hard to be the king, and heavy is the crown, etc., etc. But we spend very little time on it. Most of it is just rebuilding memories, and then at the end having an epic boss fight against Colonel Grimson. And I had to pause to look up his name because it was unmemorable. Hreidmar, the Red Axe guy. They both turn into Chaos Dwarf versions of themselves, and then you beat them. The more I think about it, the more insane it is to me that like nothing basically happens in this quest. I think less happens in this quest than happens in Brink of Extinction. I guess you get a moral choice at the end, but it's the sort of moral choice that's so broad that they couldn't possibly make a sequel to the quest and acknowledge it, right? You can either decide to let Veldabon die or not, but letting Veldabon die would be stupid. It's pointless. It's like you either believe that he can't be saved from being turned into a Chaos Dwarf or just encourage him to not get turned into a Chaos Dwarf. So you may as well save him. And when you save him, the status quo is the same. He's just still king. We don't really like deal with the idea that he's not the rightful king, which I think was the interesting idea raised in the previous dwarf quest. It's like, yeah, he might not be the rightful king, but whatever. We killed the rightful king because he turned into a chaos monster. It's fine. Everything's fine. I think Forgiveness of a Chaos Dwarf was by far my favorite quest in this series, and none of the other quests really lived up to it. I mean, Forgotten Tale is pretty iconic. King of the Dwarves was okay, but it ended really abruptly, and it got into some interesting ideas like, oh, what if the king isn't the rightful king, right? But my opinion of King of the Dwarves was like, well, I'll reserve judgment on this until I play the Grandmaster conclusion that it's clearly building to. I don't know if they ran out of money or they had to like pass around who was in charge of making it, but this isn't a fulfilling conclusion, I think. It just kind of is like, we need to end this. We need to tie this loose end up, so let's just tie it up. We take out the Red Axe, and that's basically all that happens. It's not as incompetent as Salt in the Wound. We don't like drop a rock on Hreidmar or anything like that, but it really doesn't live up to the emotional core, I think, of either of the previous two quests, and it certainly doesn't deliver on, the most interesting aspect, which was like, was it wrong for us to do this with Veldabon? It's okay. Maybe Old School will continue the Dwarf series at some point. I think they can adapt Forgiveness of a Chaos Dwarf basically 1-to-1. They can probably adapt King of the Dwarves, but what I would probably do if I were Jagex is I would just make King of the Dwarves and Birthright of the Dwarves into one giant world-hopping Grandmaster quest in the way that Old School does Grandmaster quests. I think that could be really satisfying if they put the time into it. But yeah, Birthright of the Dwarves, mid. All right, that was a quest. It was fine. I don't think it lived up to the earlier quests in the series. Next up, let's do Missing Presumed Death. So Missing Presumed Death is fully voice acted, which I always like. Starts somewhere near here. Looking for someone named Brother Samwell. Well, I think I found the place. There's a bunch of monk corpses here, and this guy.
Adventurer, wait, please. Oh, great Saradomin, please help me. It all happened so fast. Please protect me, please. Oh no, what if they come back?
the fully voice acted quest, they had like an edict that it had to have no requirements so that they could like market them.
Someone murdered my brothers. They left me alive. Why didn't they take me and not them? But look at them. They didn't deserve an end like that.
Something's happening to their
I
bodies.
can hardly look at them. It's as if their souls can't pass on to the afterlife. It only happened after their murder. I don't think it was the killer that caused it. They just looked so tormented.
Also, this one says it's Sliske's game 3?
I keep racking my brains, but it's all a blur. Damn my old age! I can't remember anything of the attacker. Please, I beg of you, help me search for evidence so we can find who killed my brothers and bring them to justice.
Can do. Well, I guess it features death, I guess, hence the title of the quest.
Oh, thank you.
Do you feel like we need more
adventurer.
context as to what
I
the
think
heck
it
is
would
the
be
deal
best
with
to
death?
Start by searching for clues that point to the killer. You're bound to find something in the surrounding area. You should check the bodies too. Take my notebook and update it with clues as you find them. I need a moment to collect my thoughts.
Yoki. Investigate the arms. Blood has been drained. Oh, I guess we are close to the river salve. Filled with several small crystals.
Can't remember. Sarah Doman's light. Release. Please.
That wasn't very helpful. There's a plant here. It's a ring. I don't recognize that symbol. I don't care about that bat. I gotta wait for the bat to die. Okay. Come on. Arms. Torso.
Bound. Shackled. Free me. Mercy. Oh, God's mercy.
Yeah, there's a tree here with an arrow in it. Sharp crystal tip. Okay. Found all the core clues. May as well investigate everybody, right?
Was it him?
Masked face.
Who? The masked face trapped me.
It's weird that they like let you skip. There's like one more thing you can do, and they let you skip, but you don't get the fourth one. Found all the clues.
Sarah Doman, bless you, adventurer. Let me take a look at what you found. Strange, most peculiar. It could have been an elf who did this. The ring and arrow seem to be elven craft.
Oh, yeah, I guess that was the Saren
can't
symbol on the
remember.
ring, wasn't
It
it?
was all over so quickly. I'm sorry. I have seen
I don't know why they have all these quests that they let you just be like a raging asshole. Like, it's one thing for you to be kind of a shitty guy.
Let me think. My only knowledge of the elves
Feels like they're
comes from
increasingly
tales and
inspired by
legends
some
I
of
was
the
told as a
weirder,
child.
like,
My mother
moral
used to
choice
read them
games from
time
like
to
the
time.
late 2000s, early 2010s, where it's like you can either be Jesus or Satan.
I vaguely remember the tale of their goddess Serin. She was ridden with guilt and shattered herself into thousands of crystals to always
Oh, I
be
was just
with
gonna
her
set up
followers.
Saren in RS3? Okay.
But she was supposed to believe the different races could live in peace. Why would an elf want to do this to us?
This makes me sad that this quest has no prerequisites. Does it have, like, recommended prerequisites? Oh my god. For full comprehension of this quest, we recommend, and then it's like a list of like 30 quests, but it's a free-to-play, no prereq quest. Okay. At least it's referencing, maybe it only loads this dialogue if I've done those quests.
No, I don't think so. Although I did notice a strange man when we passed some stone steps to the west. Very strange indeed. He was carrying a sack of
Oh yeah, the old
bones
man.
and muttering to himself. Perhaps you should find out if he saw anything.
Is he finally going to be voice acted after all this time? It's cool. Does this say... Koshay's Troubles, Chosen Commander, Ritual of the Majorat, World Wakes, Death of Chivalry. But not really. I'm going to complain about that every time, y'all. I'm sorry, but to me, it's like one of the biggest flaws of this game is the removal of prerequisites. Like, it's so bad for the identity of RuneScape to do that. Slaughtered Monks.
Out of the ordinary? No? What exactly are you investigating? Oh, well, I haven't seen anything. I'm busy with my bones.
His performance is way quieter than the other character. I think that maybe that's the issue with the voice acting is they don't have like the volume normalized for it. Perhaps he can be reasoned with.
Well,
That's what the sack mumble sounds like?
all right. It's easy to see the path from up here. I see a lot of people come and go. Hear things, too. I might have done, but the elves live far away. Why would you ask?
Persuade him.
Yes, all right. I do recall seeing an elf on the path today, heading eastward. Huh? Here? I don't know what you mean.
Persuade him?
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe it's time you left. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I have to threaten him? Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. It was a terrible commotion. Lots of screaming and shouting. I peered over the rocks here, but it was all over too quickly. There were 3 men lying dead on the floor. I only managed to glimpse a tall, hooded figure making off into the distance to the east.
Did he go decross into Mauritania?
I didn't get a good look, but they seemed to be much taller and were wearing dark clothes. Oh, shut up.
Back to Samwell.
Did he have any useful information?
You were right, he was strange.
Just as we suspected. That elf must have been involved somehow. Did he mention anything else?
Tall, dark, hooded figure.
I'm not sure if that fits. I must say I haven't met many elves in my time. Was there any more? A man living up there with only bones for company? He probably doesn't get many visitors. I'm not sure I can draw a conclusion. Perhaps I'm still in shock. Who do you think it was?
Let's just say an elf. Yeah, is this written by the same people who did One Piercing Note? It wouldn't surprise me. Let me check. No, it's not, but it's pretty clearly inspired by it. Like similar kind of opening with a murder investigation and then having to like pick a suspect. Just go with somebody else did this.
Perhaps you're right. It would be unwise to rush this and jump to a conclusion. Did the odd man mention what direction the figure was heading? If they left crystals behind, maybe you could pick up some sort of trail and figure out where they went. You should take the same approach as before, note down any clues and try to find a witness.
Okie doke. Somewhere to the east. Oh, yeah. There's a crystal trail. That's pretty helpful. Well, there's a dead elf ranger, so... Ceradoman symbol is branded into the elf's hands. That seems bad.
The figure! Shadows! From nowhere! Sent me! Trapped me! Free me!
Clue discovered. Okay, so we got more things to investigate in the general area. Plant. Ceradoman symbol. That's something. The blue robe. Found all the clues. Okay. Hey, what's up? Oh. Am I not done? Said to go talk to him, but I didn't get a prompt for it. Wiki says I have to talk to the beacon guy.
A murder, you say? I don't really have time. I'm busy tending to the beacon, you see.
Persuade him, threaten him. Okay.
Look, my work here is of the utmost importance. All right, all right. I didn't see much, though. What burning questions do you have? Seen? Not really. Unless you're referring to my glorious fire I had burning earlier. Now that was extraordinary.
He'd be losing his attention again. Is this going to be the opposite? Do I have to threaten, persuade, or whatever?
Whoa, okay. Right. Earlier, I heard a scream from down the hill. When I peeked out to have a look, I saw an elf lying there. It scared me half to death. I tried to get a look at the killer, but
It'd be best not to scare him anymore. Okay.
Well, okay. I've never witnessed anything like it in my life. When I looked over to the killer, they vanished. I've seen people teleport, but this was different.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, teleporting.
Everything went dark as if the sun had disappeared. It was like they created a rift that sucked all light from the area.
That's pretty cool. I do like that they had to have that with Ceradoman and the Death of Chivalry quest. It's like, I'm going to teleport you, but don't worry. It's going to look way cooler than a normal
I
teleport.
thought it would be too dangerous to go any further, so I hid up here behind my beacon. No, they were gone so fast I barely saw them.
Okay, that must have been what I needed. Found all the clues.
Okay, let me take a look. The evidence you found seems to suggest the killing has something to do with Ceradomin. How could somebody do this? Could it be other monks? Wizards? There is no feud between Seren and Ceradomin that I know of. All this mindless killing just doesn't make any sense to me.
Happens all the time, get over it.
You're right. If we put our minds to it, I'm sure we can figure this out. Did you manage to find any witnesses?
The beacon tender.
Really? What did he see? He must have had some useful information. Vanished? Perhaps a teleport spell. How are we supposed to find them now?
All light was sucked out of the
I haven't
area.
heard of anything like that before. It doesn't sound like a normal teleport spell. We seem to have found all the evidence but have no clear explanation. I'm no expert on magic and I know little of elves or wizards. I think it's time we sought help, adventurer. I have an old friend who also worships Ceradomin. We were close when we were younger, but I became a monk and she a wizard. Her name is Valina. and she specializes in crystal magic. You should go and talk to her to see what she knows about the clues. You can find her at the entrance to the Wizard's Tower, south of Draenor Village.
Wizard's Tower, got it. She is.
Welcome to the Wizard's Tower, adventurer.
Well, you may be able to help us.
Yes, my dear friend Samwell. It's been years since I saw him. How is he, anyway?
Not great.
Gosh, he isn't hurt, is he? I'll help in any way I can. I'm afraid I can't leave my post, though. Oh, my. What a mess. It seems you've found some very strange clues. But I think I can help. I have a lot of experience in some of these fields. I'll help in any way I can.
Ask about teleportation.
Ah, yes. This doesn't sound like regular teleportation. Normally the spell would emit light rather than absorb it. A possible explanation is that the killer opened a rift to escape to a darker realm or dimension. But that would require powerful magic which most wizards have yet to master. It doesn't seem to conform to the other evidence. It all depends how reliable you believe this Blaze Sharp-Eye to be, really.
Learn 1 out of 3 things, okay. Trap souls.
This may surprise you, adventurer, but we have been receiving reports of similar happenings recently. I must say I've never encountered anything like this before. An ethereal spirit trapped in the physical world. How intriguing. Here at the tower, we research
Other than like all the
manner of
ghosts
magic.
everywhere, I guess.
I'm not aware of something
Stuck on the
like
body.
this ever being documented until now. I would say this is not a magical phenomenon and certainly not related to your killer. What we're dealing with here is on a much larger scale. It would seem something quite drastic is happening.
Pseudomonas
Some of
wizards.
these clues do appear to indicate the involvement of a Saradominist, potentially a wizard. As you can see, my position allows me to keep track of the comings and goings of many wizards. Anyone entering or leaving must check in with me. No one from this tower has left for a significant amount of time, but admittedly, I cannot account for all Saradominist wizards across Gielinor. Regardless, this kind of behavior is uncharacteristic for a follower of Saradomin. It seems an unlikely conclusion.
Uh-huh.
Given the clues, you are right to put my counter-argument under scrutiny. Let's look at this logically. Firstly, the weapon of choice. The elf was killed by an accurate stab wound. Wizards are trained in magic, not combat. Secondly, we all wear the same standard of robes. You described the blue fabric at the crime scene as rough linen, whereas our robes are woven from wool and imbued with defensive enchantments, which give the fabric a distinctive shine. If anything, it sounds like the killer was trying to impersonate a wizard.
Elves.
Well, where do I start? I'm sure you're aware that it is quite uncommon for an elf to venture so far from Tyrannon, but it's not unheard of. I am particularly intrigued by the crystals you found. Being an expert on crystal magics, I have conducted much research on the subject. Firstly, crystals are extremely precious to the elves. For them to be discarded so carelessly is highly irregular, and that's ignoring the assumption that a skilled assassin would leave any clues at all. Secondly, a crystal arrow would be entirely crystalline. I have yet to come across one that is crystal-tipped, as you've described. In summary, the clues you found are quite
Framing.
misleading. So I would advise caution, adventurer.
Okay. Back to Samwell? Yes. Yo, Samwell.
I knew I could count on her. This information changes things somewhat. Elves, monks, wizards, guards, this is all so confusing. What do you think is going on?
Clues are too convenient.
I must agree, there is something sinister afoot here. Who do you think committed this atrocity then?
Sliske. King Tyrus, unlocked by Regis side. It's like, okay, they're trying to make those relevant, even though they're not actually part of the requirements. It'd be funny if it's literally just Sliske.
Perhaps you're right, adventurer. It is hard to accuse any one person of these crimes. I may not be as sharp as I used to be, but I'm tough to fool, adventurer. The crime scenes are so similar. It's almost as if the clues were planted.
Let's see.
Precisely. And besides, Seren and Saradomin have no quarrel with each other. I think someone might be trying to turn them against each other. Like I
do that
said,
for?
I'm not as sharp as I used to be. One thing's for certain, though, whoever it was wants to give them cause for a fight.
I believe I may
What?
be able to explain, mortal.
What? Iclarin?
Yes, it is I. After our last encounter, I established a telepathic connection with you.
He's just been listening in on all my quests and like all my skilling for the last couple thousand
Do
hours.
not be alarmed. My arrival is imminent.
All right, well, the voice effect sounds cool.
Wait. Can you feel that rumbling?
Okay.
Our paths cross again, mortal. I sensed there was more to your fate that day in the pyramid. I sensed many dead here.
Well, he just pops
but
out
I
of
did not
nowhere. What the
foresee
fuck?
these circumstances. What happened?
Someone killed these people.
Perceptive. These mortals passed at the hands of another. Pawns in a greater plan, perhaps.
New model looks cool.
There has been a most grave turn of events, adventurer. The Reaper of Souls, whom you know as Death, has gone missing.
Okay.
Without his scythe, there is nothing to sever the tie between souls and their physical shells.
Would be interesting if you like died during this quest if something weird happened as a
Look
result.
about you. The souls are in limbo, shackled to these lifeless husks. I have traveled across all of Gillinor, bearing witness to the same thing. I cannot help them all.
Why does this concern you?
Death and I work harmoniously. Our destinies intertwined. Without him, I cannot fulfill my role. I am the guardian of souls. I care not for the process of dying, for that is the concern of the Reaper. I stand my vigil at the gates of Gillinor's underworld. It is a dark place, filled with all manner of devourer beasts, their thirst for souls insatiable. It is there that Death delivers the souls he has collected, so I may safely shepherd them to the afterlife. Without him, the souls remain trapped. Without me, they become lost.
Oh, I wonder why that wasn't voice acted.
I have not known Death to abandon his duty.
Duty.
Not once in thousands of years. There are sinister powers at work here, mortal. I must find him with due haste, before things fall apart completely. Only in the realms of Gillinor. Other realms are not governed by the same principles of mortality. Death does have fail-safes in place, helpers that are able to use shards from his scythe to release souls. But we are in times of great unrest, and they are unable to keep pace with the flow of souls. So I am assisting by transporting the deceased to them. But I am tired, mortal. There is much that needs my attention.
I don't mind this quest, like, developing into crazy cosmic death stuff. But it is really funny that Iclarin's just like, hey, I've been listening in over here, man. Just gonna teleport in really quick and like turn this from a murder investigation into whatever the hell this is.
I suspect that the deaths here are more significant than the others I have seen. I must lay eyes upon the clues you have collected, mortal.
Here's my book.
It is just as I expected.
It is
The
Sliske,
person you
okay.
are looking for is a devious Margaret called Sliske. I believe he may also be connected to Death's disappearance. The question is why? Kidnapping Death and attempting to turn gods against each other. Something is amiss.
He knows it's Sasuke immediately. Well, we know these. God, okay, just move on.
I would ask for your help, mortal. You have seen the evil at work here, and now you know the truth.
Need to help.
Our highest priority is... Wait. Something is wrong. Prepare yourself, adventurer. I sense the approach of undead.
Okay. Come on. Can't reach him. Mysterious box from the White's body. Okay.
Well fought, mortal. I am not accustomed to undead withstanding my power.
Why do they withstand it?
Ordinarily, I would dispatch tens of whites with a wave of my hand, but these... It seemed almost as though they were attuned to my power, like something was protecting them.
Brother Samuel is just like, what the fuck's going on over here? He's just chilling.
A peculiar object. There's some sort of mask affixed to the lid.
It would be pretty funny if there's still a bunch of RuneScape quests that start like a normal RuneScape quest and then a god just shows up and the NPCs are like, ah, shit. I guess my quest is a god quest. I guess we're not going to deal with my problem.
I bet you didn't see that coming.
What in the underworld is that?
Oh, don't be so surprised. You must have been expecting something. Or had you not figured it out?
What is your purpose, strange creature?
For starters, I am no creature.
Sasuke.
I am a projection of my master. But since you asked so kindly, Ixlarin, I am here to deliver you an invitation to a most exclusive event. The grandest to take place for hundreds of years.
Sasuke supposed to be like the Joker?
Speak clearly, Mask. What event? Who is your master?
Why, Sasuke's grand ascension, of course. Didn't you recognize your old friend? Congratulations on defeating those whites, by the way.
In light of recent events, he must believe he has obtained godhood. This mask must be mad to believe I'd ever respond to an invitation sent by that backstabbing snake.
Poor old Ixlarin, so easily frustrated by a talking box. We had a funny feeling you'd react this way, so we took a little something as persuasion. I believe we have something you might be looking for.
Kidnap
Would have
Death.
the audacity to kidnap Death himself? Do you know nothing of the consequences?
Now, Icky, settle down. All you have to do is play along.
I can't stop laughing at the fact that Brother Samuel is just here watching this and he clearly has nothing to do with the quest anymore because we moved on into, like, you know, the Dragon Ball Z tier. He was just here to get us started. I feel like we should have resolved what we were doing with him and then found some other reason to talk to Lauren and not have him just, like, literally teleport next to me.
You would dare invoke the wrath of a god?
Much has changed. You've been away ever so long. Always one step behind. If you want to save Death and your precious souls, simply open this box. It will teleport you to the Empyrean Citadel. It's quite spectacular, actually. Anyone near the box will be teleported all the same, but only those who have been invited can enter the Citadel itself.
Do not include me in your deceptions, traitor. Release Death immediately. Sasuke. It would seem he has us cornered, mortal.
Take the fight to him.
We must exercise caution in our approach. Sliske is not your normal adversary. The situation is apparent to me now. Sliske's plan is as evil and manipulative as I have come to expect from him. With death gone, Sliske knew I would come to the surface world to deal with the trapped souls. After killing the people you see here, he predicted my arrival and left his wights to ambush me. But they were just a show of his power. The real purpose was to deliver his invitation. Kidnapping Death leaves me no choice but to attend his ascension.
Okay.
Ah yes, this is the key to his master plan. I believe he is hatching similar schemes to also force the other gods into attendance. The piece of the puzzle before you seeks to turn Seren and Saradomin against each other. If they have both returned to Gielinor and believe each other to be at the Citadel, they will likely attend in order to confront one another. If I am correct, Sliske will have a plan in place for each god, and the situation is more dire than I first believed. I was right to seek your help, adventurer. The evidence you gathered has been invaluable. If Sliske is gathering the gods in one place, who knows what he may do. And to make matters worse, he has kidnapped Death. I cannot stand by and allow whatever madness he is planning to unfold.
I can't believe it.
Hey.
You were right all along, adventurer. We have to bring him to justice.
I love how long they went without Samuel saying
You
anything.
need not concern yourself with this, mortal.
Yep, literally, and that's the problem, right? Sorry, man. This isn't about you. This is about our big important characters.
But, sorry, but he killed my brothers.
Rest assured, Sliske will answer for his crimes. Still, I cannot bring myself to trust this box. No, it is a fact I am well aware of.
Appreciate that Iclarin isn't like
First,
constantly
I must
gesturing
transport
weirdly
these
like
souls to Death's
Saradomin
mansion.
was in Death of Chivalry.
After that, it seems we have only one option. The souls are in safe hands with Death's helpers. Open the box when you are ready to be teleported to the Citadel, adventurer.
Okay.
We must exercise caution, adventurer. We were given this by Sliske, after all. Are you sure you wish to open it?
Death needs our help.
Bravery is noted, mortal. Let's hope we're not too careless. Go ahead.
Whoa, alright, yep, everybody's here again. Look at all these important god characters. Oh, yeah, there's Zamorak. Bandos, oh boy. I can't express to you how much this does nothing for me. I know that this is supposed to be like really exciting. Oh my god, Zamoragal and Anakra and Krill and Zilyana. Oh my goodness, it was fun. Can I just help the nice old man with this murder mystery? Actually makes me wonder if this quest started as a different quest and then kind of got changed midway to wrap it into this bigger story. Ask about a mascot.
My sister has gone mad, mortal. She summons creatures to devour the souls I strive to protect. I cannot
Hey, what's up
help
with
other beasts
the desert
relentlessly
gods not
harry me
having
in
been
the
banished?
underworld. My task is too important.
Is there, like, lesser
and
gods?
the stakes too high. I teeter on the brink of failure, but you can succeed. I believe she can be saved. Redeem her, adventurer. You must.
Okay.
It would be more effective for us to split up and search for death. If I use my invitation to enter the main chamber, you can infiltrate the rest of the Citadel.
All the Barrows brothers are here too. Was Acrosay here? That's cute.
Now Ixlarin is allowed in? I have had enough of this! Get out of my way!
Wait, seriously?
Access denied.
What is this sorcery? Sliske! Let me in!
Khazard's here. Door unlocking to the west. Okay. General Grardor just like fucking standing around. Oh, hey, it's Karshai.
Ah, adventurer. It is good to see you again.
Okay, so you have to do Koshay's troubles for this to make any sense. Why are you here?
The Margaret are at each other's throats in the name of Zaros and Zamorak. The survival of our race is at risk. Now Sliske threatens to introduce a third side to this senseless feud. I must be the voice of reason.
Remember,
now,
this
I
is
patiently
the
observe.
goofy, deathless
little
guy
I can
from
do to
the
stop them
Hermetic
alone.
Trials.
But the peace will hold for the time being. Zaros has yet to return.
I really pray they don't do that shit in old school whenever they get around to it.
I can only hope those that follow Zamorak will see sense as I continue to advocate peace. They are increasingly difficult to reason with.
How are you enjoying your new form?
It has taken some getting used to, but I must say it's quite an improvement. I feel raw power coursing through my veins. I don't feel pain like I used to, and I'm sure my intellect has increased, but somehow there is something missing. A capacity for emotion that I can't quite put my finger on.
Kind of don't want to bother talking to any of these people because, like, it's dumb, epic shit. But, like, did they get voice actors for, like, Grardor and, like, Waha Isiel and, like, each of the individual Barrows brothers? Seems like a unnecessary use of resources. Okay, they won't talk to me. That's fair. I don't expect them to. That would be way too much money spent.
Zaros is ever present, but he has yet to return to Gielinor. We have come to represent him in his absence. I was disappointed with your choice in Guthix's chambers, adventurer. I had faith in you.
Look at that. Referring to the stuff I did.
Your help in rebuilding the temple at Sentistan is recognized, adventurer. We regard you as a friend of Zaros. The Empty Lord may not be here physically, but he is soon to return.
Do we only get Azanadra
I
to
have finally
talk
made
here?
contact with him. He is far from here, on another world, but when he returns, the temple at Sentistan will be his home.
Has Sliske ascended to godhood?
It would seem he has completed the steps to become a god, but I am not sure I believe he has ascended.
What we believe is irrelevant. It's what we know that's important. Sliske is not only mischievous, but he is also dangerous. I'm not even sure he trusts himself.
Do not make the mistake of underestimating him, adventurer, as so many have.
Okay.
Begone, human. You have no place here. Begone, human. I'm
trying to talk to General Khazard.
What do you want?
You suffered defeat at my hands. Also, I killed you like 700 times or something to get my necromancy gear.
You have defeated me, but your efforts were futile. I got my desired result. With Guthix dead, Zamorak has returned, and with the Marjolat's loyalty in question, I have taken my rightful place amongst his highest generals.
Ilfiend's just here? I assume one of these
How
things is
dare
not like
you
the
have
others.
the audacity to attack followers of the great Saradomin?
What are you talking about? It was you who attacked us.
Stay out of this, human. Enough of your lies, elf. Saradomin knows Seren has a presence here. He will deal with her.
Your god is a liar. We communicate with Seren through the crystal singers in our homeland. How could she be here?
We were given information she would be. If she hasn't returned, then why are you so far from home?
We were told we would find Saradominists here, so we could make you answer for your crimes.
Tell the truth.
Why would he want to do that?
Because he's a dick. He's like the Joker or something. He's like God Joker.
Lure them here. Perhaps
I guess he's like
shouldn't have trusted
Kefka.
that informant.
How do you know all this?
After your antics in Guthix's chambers, I'm not sure I can trust you, adventurer.
Oh my gosh.
You sided against Saradomin.
See, if they're gonna go to all the trouble to have all these references, like, put prerequisites on the quest, guys.
Can't you
What a
see
waste of
he's
effort.
managed to manipulate all of us? Our quarrel is not with each other.
That's for Saradomin to decide, not you.
Even now we know the truth. You still won't accept a truce.
The fact remains that you follow the wrong god. I do not trust your kind.
Oh, okay.
I know you. You squishy little human that defeated Bandos' avatar. You lucky he not angry. He respect your skill in combat. I
Just
can't
Commander.
wait
Okay.
for chance to prove myself against you.
Why aren't you trying to fight everyone?
Bandos keep peace with gods for now, so Grador keep peace with puny followers.
I defeated you. Who's Bandos?
Grador not know what silly human is talking about. Grador got bored of fight and had more important things to do.
Okay.
What do you want, human?
Did Kriara mention our fight?
Kriara didn't want to bring you harm. His mind was torn. He followed what he believed to be the right course of action.
I killed him a bunch in
Although
old
you
school
defeated
RuneScape, it's
him,
fine.
He doesn't feel aggrieved by your actions. He respected your right to defend yourself.
If he'd had his loyal bodyguards by his side, the outcome would have been a different story.
Yeah, you guys are really annoying. All right, let me just move on. Smoke bombs? What the fuck?
You tried to massacre the
they're
people
all
of
here.
Falador with undead created by the Wand of Resurrection.
Dawn was acting on her own accord. I disavowed her and take no
I love how
responsibility.
this literally
for her
doesn't even
actions.
require Death of Chivalry.
That may be
Sorry about
so,
the
but
textures,
I
I don't know
will
why that's
continue to
happening.
protect my followers from you at all costs.
You speak as if you are benevolent, Saradomin, but you do not practice what you preach.
You need war just like me. I see it in your eyes. The lust for glorious battle.
Ixthlarin?
This dog strayed awfully far from his home.
I see Sliske managed to bend you all to his will as well.
They give them all like dedicated little seats.
Watch your tongue when you speak
Is that
to
a
me, Ixthlarin.
cabbage god, Brassica Prime? That's pretty funny, actually.
I thought only the mightiest gods were invited. What's this peon doing here? I am a god, and the recipient of an invitation, same as you.
Good. This gathering could use another level head. The arrogance displayed here is shameful.
Arrogance? I strive to guarantee the safety of all who call Gillinor home, as a true god.
Yeah, you
should.
suck, buddy.
We are all gods here, gathered for the same purpose.
I do like that they set up that
We must be
Saradomin
wary of
sucks.
Siske's plot.
Know your place, Ixthlarin. You would be a fool to believe you are wiser than I.
You have the audacity to think you are warning us? Sliske has yet to prove he has gained any power. He will not manipulate me.
Just every now and then I just have to pause and remind myself, like, this quest started with trying to solve a mystery for a poor monk guy.
Yet here we all are.
The player's not even in this
Most gods
cutscene, right?
assembled in one place in all of history. And I am sure, like you were persuaded.
Okay. What the fuck? Something about reading a guide? That's pretty funny, actually. You sure that's the right way? If Sliske is gonna, like, do fourth wall breaks about the wiki, that would be pretty funny, actually. Be a good character for that, I feel like. They already make those jokes all the time. This guy just, like, his deal is that he wants to be a god and he has a bunch of crates of smoke bombs. I'm supposed to be able to go somewhere here. Oh, okay, there's a gap to jump here. It operates a no shoe policy. Memorial statue? Maybe NZ lost in the God Wars. Armadillo Bandos, Brassica Prime, which is funny around here, Marimbo, Other Mischief Makers, Death, and Marstead. Okay, well, glad to be on such a storied list here. Emissary of Sliske. He seems to be a bit stuck. What do they want me to do in here? This way, maybe?
Aha! Passed the first of Sliske's tests, I see. This one should be more of a challenge. You might want to turn on the lights before you start.
What a weird... that... Okay, weird. Turn on the lights before you start. Protected by the shadows. Is it supposed to be like dark in here or something? I don't have the skybox screwed up. I have whatever the default skybox is supposed to be. Seven whites. Music's kind of cool. Cover before the final wave. Is he like the god of the undead or something?
Adventurer, can you hear that? Sounds like the gods are beginning
Oh my god, shut up.
Why don't you look through the window?
We're so disappointed that you don't care about our god bullshit. Alright, yeah.
You think it would be so easy to lure me here? I came of my own volition. I would see this with my own eyes.
You were once a Margaret, same as he. Slisky knew you would come to witness.
Technically, I'm in the
another
room
of your
apparently because
kind
my ghosts are
ascend.
here.
It is the rest of us that have been manipulated.
It's amusing that you believe Slisky could manipulate me. He simply promised me one thing.
It doesn't take an elder god to work out what that was.
Stop your squawking. He promised me you would all be here. And he promised me war.
Ha, try me. You've seen what I'm capable of.
You may have got the better of me once, but that does not make you a conqueror.
Saradomin, you must see how Slisky lured you here.
I am not as oblivious to details as some of you may believe. The truth has not eluded me. False information was fed to my generals. I believed Seren would be here and came to confront her about an attack on my people.
Even the attack itself was a setup. Had Seren returned, she would also be here, manipulated by the same plot as you.
Then what I have heard of Slisky is true. He is as sly and devious as they say.
How could you allow yourself to be fooled by this snake?
Unless my eyes mistake me, I see you stood here. Same as me, Armadillo.
We are in my Empyrean citadel. I will not allow Slisky to hijack the home of my people.
And what of you, Ixlarin? Just happy to receive an invitation, were you?
Get the sense that whoever involved in writing most of this really likes Armadillo.
You know as well as anyone. I would not trust this pretender in a millennium.
Kriara's not even mad at me.
Why are you here then? Not for a company, I'm sure.
He has kidnapped death. What is a god of the underworld if there is no death?
So, you've come to save your fair maiden?
No, the dog has come to fetch his bone.
Enough. I am not alone in my search, and we will find him.
Okay. Wonder if they're gonna do 2 more of those, 3 more of those. Another viewing window in here. At least 1 more.
Visitor, welcome to the light chamber.
Be quiet. This is the Shadow Chamber, adventurer.
Stop being so gloomy. Look at the lights. It's the light chamber.
Lights cast shadows, hence Shadow Chamber.
What's this all about?
Does it even matter? We've been here for ages. I'm bored to death.
Chill out. Don't mind him. He's always this grumpy. We're in charge of the puzzle and we want you to be the first to play.
Well, you don't have to.
My favorite bit about this quest so far was the little, it wasn't even voice acted, the little line that was like, are you using a guide? Like, that's kind of cute for this Slisky type character, right? If he's like a trickster.
Come on, it'll be fun. If you manage to solve it, we'll unlock the door.
Fine, but only to find death.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, we're making like a mask of some kind. Looks promising.
You may as well give up. It's clearly too hard for you.
Don't listen to Mr. Grumpy. You're doing really well.
Let's see, do I need to have the eyebrow? I think there was...
Almost there. You can do it.
Supposed to be, I feel like everything's right except for this top left one, right? Oh, I see.
Well done, adventurer.
Are you sure? No, that doesn't look like it to me.
Admit it. He's finished it fair and square.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't go. You can't leave me with this brainless moron.
You can now proceed to the next chamber. Shadow and I have lots to talk about.
Oh, they're not going to let me go to the next chamber until I check that window to see what's going on with the gods. The coolest cool guys in the game.
It sounds like Slisko's about to make his grand
Shut up.
Definitely don't want to miss this. Look through the window and see for yourself.
Dungeon Master's like, you sure you want to go through that door? Are you sure you don't want to look at the scene I've prepared over there? Spooky shadows. We have you to thank for us all being here. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. We have another window in here. We sure do. Hey, it's at least... maybe that'll be the last one.
Thought I was death for a minute there, didn't you? You should have seen your face.
Mask is cute.
I must admit I'm a bit surprised you made it this far. You're cleverer than you look. Now, there's no need to be like that. Why does everyone like death so much anyway? He's so grim.
Tell me where he is.
You know, I could do, but where would be the fun in that? I've got an idea. We'll play a game. I ask you a riddle, and if you get it right, I'll give you a gift worthy of the gods.
No, I literally only have time for his games.
Fine. If you answer correctly, I'll give you death. Okay. I can build castles that melt in the rain.
Sand castles?
But I trickle down as the seconds drain.
Yeah, sand.
What am I? Hidden in these chests are when you have the object you believe is the correct answer, simply place it on this plinth next to me. After answering, the object will return to its chest. But there is one catch. The second chest will only unlock once you have answered the first
In order
riddle.
to have, like, increasing difficulty?
The third will only unlock once you have answered the second riddle. Then you must answer the final riddle.
Okay.
A riddle within a riddle within a riddle, you might say. But be careful. The correct answer could be in any one of the unlocked chests.
Okay. Sand.
I see you selected sand. Are you sure this is your answer?
Yep, final answer.
Oh, well done. You've unlocked chest number 2. Have a riddle as your reward. I can fall from the sky, but I cannot climb higher. I spring with no legs. I run, but don't tire.
Water?
What am I? Ah, I see you've selected water. Are you
Like that didn't
sure
need
this
voice
is your
acting.
answer? Well done, you. That's chest 3 unlocked. Here's the third and final riddle. Glass can't create me, but stone and steel do. I'm made by the sun, but out of its view. I can be tiny and also be vast. In the shape of my maker, like a spell, I am cast. What am I?
Life, death. Oh, shadow.
Ah, I see you've selected shadow. Are you sure this is your answer?
Yep.
Correct. Of course the answer was shadow. It's the realm of my master after all. I promised you a gift worthy of the gods themselves.
Oh, great.
And a gift you shall have. An invitation to my master's ascendancy. Ah, yes. I must confess that was
Look
a
through the
little white
window.
lie. Perhaps you should take a look through the window and see for yourself.
There is no place for your theory of chaos in a peaceful world.
Then stop hiding behind words and prove yourself in combat, coward!
Ha 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 ha! Do it! I can't wait to watch you decimate each other.
Settle down, children. Settle down.
Do not presume I won't kill you, Siliske.
For all we know, you haven't gained any power at all.
I thought you might say that, so I've brought a little surprise for you. Try not to get too excited. To my right, the one and only Death. And to my left, the ferocious dragonkin Strissat.
Who apparently doesn't come back again because he doesn't have a very good model.
I know. Sometimes I impress even myself.
And what makes you think your new toys will prevent me from crushing you?
Good question. I feel like what they really wanted to do with this quest is just have this be a giant cutscene, but they like have the little puzzles, so at least you're doing something in between scenes.
Gods! We could put an end to this lunacy right now.
Slow down there. Let's think about this for a moment. What would happen to your beloved mortal followers if I was to kill death itself, I wonder?
You wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't I? And if that's not enough to stop you, perhaps I should release Strissat. He seems to have increased in power lately.
Someone's been using the Stone of Jas.
Perhaps. Now, if any of you want to take the risk, be my guest. No? I thought not. Now, where were we?
Are we gonna get one more peek in? Oh, we don't need to peek in because now I have an invitation. I can just go in the room, which is super goofy, but okay. I thought this might be like a little silly quest about death and not Sliske's ascension to godhood, right? Hey, what's up, man?
Let him out of the cage.
Well. The guest of honor has arrived. You're late.
Welcome, mortal.
What is this human doing?
Haven't you heard I'm super fucking important, apparently?
He has demonstrated certain talents. What's the matter, Bandos? Jealous?
And how did you earn an invitation?
I did 4 weird puzzles,
He
didn't
has
you?
more right to be here than you, we.
Yeah. Zamrak didn't do any puzzles to get in here. Yeah, I pledge allegiance to the godless. I have more right to be here, or in Yellenor for that matter, than any of you.
Controversial. I'd love to hear everyone's opinions, but there are matters at hand. Moving on. You are just in time for the main event. Oh, yes. An event for the ages. Sliskey's Grand Ascendancy. Are you sitting comfortably?
I saw you witness Sliskey murder Gothics.
We know this to be true. The Margaret is not to be trusted.
It may not have been right, but it was for the greater good. None of us would be present if Gothics...
Oh yeah, that would suck so bad.
I'm running the show now, and you're going to want to hear what I have to say.
Then spit it out already, charlatan.
Ooh, feisty. Charlatan, he says, coming from the usurper himself. Interesting.
Get on with it, Margaret. You're crying out patience.
Yes, yes. I can see you're all desperate to know what this is all about. Well, I happened across a couple of items. Artifacts, you might say, of the Elder variety.
Like the Staff of Armadillo that was lying on a table.
The Elder God artifacts are not toys for your amusement, Sliskey. They are dangerous.
Indeed. You'd only need to ask a certain recently deceased god to find that out. I have managed to acquire not only your staff, but also the Stone of Jas.
The Stone of Jas?
What reason do we have to believe you, of all people? I see no proof you possess the stone.
You didn't notice I dressed up for you, Zamorak? Really, though, I'm glad you asked. Believe it or not, I don't go around kidnapping dragonkin for fun. There's a certain method to the madness.
You pay for this false user.
Angry thing, isn't it? Those of you who are paying attention will have noticed him calling me a false user. While I don't like to be referred to as false, it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out.
You are not worthy of the power the stone possesses. In the wrong hands, it could be used to remove all the gods from Gielinor, as Gothics did.
You ought to be careful then, hadn't you, Saradomin?
The stone's power comes at a price, Sliskey. As your own power increases, so too does the Dragonkin's. Need I remind you of how they obliterated the planet Ketsi near my homeworld? You will just be one more to suffer the consequences.
How'd you acquire the Staff of Armadillo?
Must I answer all these boring questions? It really was quite simple. Why do you think I trapped this dragonkin specifically? I could have taken my pick. They're all the same, really. Strissath was unlucky enough to be guarding the staff. He couldn't have left it unattended now, could he? I could hardly believe it myself. Into the Shadow Realm he comes, carrying none other than the Staff of Armadillo itself.
The clue is in the title, you scoundrel. The staff belongs to me.
Oh, give it up, you pious bird. You're too weak to retain an artifact. I would be much more deserving.
How'd you capture him?
A good magician never reveals his secrets, does he? Fortunately for you, I'm not a magician. It really was quite trivial. Turns out the Dragonkin are a remarkably predictable race. I was hoping for more of a challenge.
Alright.
I will destroy you, false user.
You can see how angry it makes them, can't you? Destroy the false user. It's highly amusing, actually. Anyway, I simply lured poor Strissath into the Shadow Realm. In he charged, screaming like a big, scaly baby. Then, before he knew it, trapped, nowhere to run.
We teleported the stone. How did it come into your hands? It just did.
Yes, an ingenious plan, I must say.
Yeah, what a waste
It
of
took an
time.
even more
He
ingenious
just got it
plan of
anyway.
my own to outplay
We made
you
a code
there.
and everything.
I really am quite proud of this one. I've been experimenting with the Staff of Armadil and found it to be an extremely versatile tool. With Strissath imprisoned, I used the staff to reveal his connection to the
Great.
stone.
That's so weak. That's so
leading
weak, you
me to
guys.
exactly where
Why
you
even
sent it.
bother? I just magically knew where it was and got it.
Believe
It's
it or
fine.
not, it was deep in a cavern not far from Guthix's resting place. Oh, how I love cheating games of chance, especially when I hit the jackpot.
All right, get on with it.
You really believe I brought you here so you could have answers? No, no, no. There will be no ascendancy today.
This is supposedly your grand ascendancy. You've lied to us enough. Have you obtained godhood or not?
I wouldn't want to spoil the fun, now would I? It's highly amusing keeping you all guessing. You're just dying to know.
I am tired of your games. Answer us before I crush you.
Oh, but you can't be tired of the games. They have only just begun. Besides, Bandos, you're going to really like this one. It's time for the real announcement. I am holding a contest. A free-for-all, you might say. A battle of the gods.
This is ridiculous, even for you. I am done here.
Not so fast, Zamorak. You might want to stick around for the next part. It's really going to heat up.
If you think we will be part of your games, you have truly lost your mind, Sliske.
You really are no fun at all, are you, Saradomin? This is the calm before the storm. You should savor the moment. It's not so much a game, more survival of the fittest. There is only one rule, you see. It is only a matter of time until our moon, Zanaris, passes the sun, resulting in a total eclipse. Gielinor will be engulfed in shadow. It is at this exact moment the contest will end, and the winner will be the person who has killed the most gods.
Finally, you say something interesting.
Be quiet, and let the intellectuals talk, you brute.
You truly have gone mad. Why would any of us listen to you?
Because, Armadil, there's a prize. Just one little prize that I think you might all be interested in. On the day at which the sun is eclipsed, someone will stand victorious, with most of you defeated. And to that person, I will gift the Stone of Jas.
Glad you have access to it.
This is madness.
This will cause an all-out war on the gods.
That's insanity. I don't believe a word that comes out of this rogue's mouth.
No, no, no.
A little lost for words, are we? Pick your next moves carefully. I wonder who will score the first kill.
You're mad. What exactly do you hope to achieve here?
Well, that's for me to know, isn't
Kill
it?
all the gods? I mean, that seems
Survive if
fine,
you
but-
can, Zamorak. Maybe then I'll let you in on my secrets.
The stone is not a toy, Sliske. Do you have any idea what this will cause?
What's the matter? Scared Bandos will crush you? Maybe you should be more tactical, you know. Pick off the weaker gods. And what about our honorable guest? How do you feel about this, adventurer?
Be careful what you say here, mortal. The gods do not forget.
The contest is good. There are too many gods. The contest is bad. It will cause too much destruction. This will allow my chosen god to prevail. Yeah, I don't trust this guy to be true to his word.
Gods, I implore
Yeah,
you not to listen
my chosen
to
god,
Sliske.
the godless.
We must seek peace through justice.
Quiet, coward. I can smell your fear. This great battle will show who is strongest once and for all.
Yeah, just
Even
fucking
if
get
you
it over
have
with.
become a god, Sliska, you are merely a fledgling. You do not have the right to enforce this.
You cannot fool me with your diversions. One way or another, the Stone of Jas will not remain in your hands.
Open your eyes. Sliska is manipulating you all. He's not to be trusted.
I side with none of them. Support the Gothixians. Whatever. Sure. Well, not balance. I don't want to seek balance. I want to seek all these motherfuckers going away again.
All you weaklings will fall beneath the god of war.
Should have just done the godless.
Stay your tongue, beast!
Only I can stand as the true god.
Silence! Enough of this petty arguing. If you won't do it, then I'll kick things off myself.
Okay. Oh, we just killed Lauren. Oh, he's fine.
Must kill the God's user. Why did he give you the key?
McLaurin's shield.
Get out fast. I'm not sure I can hold this.
Okay. Stamping out little fires on the ground? What is happening? Thanks, adventurer. What the fuck? What is this? I think his voice line was a sound effect there by mistake. Thanks, Death, for the cool teleport. We're back at poor brother Samuel.
You proved a valuable ally.
You have my gratitude. I may not have escaped without you.
There is much
Nobody's
work
just
to
like
be done.
quietly in a cage for most
I
of the
have
quest.
duties to attend to
duties.
in the underworld.
And my absence will have had consequences. There is an abundance of souls to be reaped.
We must be cautious. Gods will fall in the coming days. The Stone of Jas is too powerful to be ignored. Some may fight. Some may go for Sliska. Some may employ other tactics. But everyone will want the stone.
God, it would be great if in old school RuneScape they just destroy the Stone of Jas at some point.
We could be
So excited for them to do a do-over.
God wars. Even mortals may try to win.
It's very interesting because I played through old school RuneScape. What was the most recent quest that was added at the time? It was before Desert Treasure 2. I think it was the quest that was added right before I stopped playing. So it was also before While Gothic Sleeps got ported there. So for my personal journey, it feels like I played to when things were about to get bad story-wise, and then came to this alternate reality to see things get really bad. And I'm really interested to see if they can do it right in old school now.
Make no mistake, adventurer. These are grave times.
Make a quest called The
We
World
all
Sleeps,
have a
where
part
you
to
save
play.
Gothics.
Clearly, Sliska has taken an interest in you. You will play a key role in deciding who survives the coming days. As a world guardian, your choices could decide the fates of the gods themselves.
No, thank you.
This is the most pivotal event to have occurred for thousands of years.
Yeah, no shit.
The consequences will shape a new future. Gratitude.
Oh, good. We're all just talking in front of this poor guy.
Our paths will cross again, I am sure.
Wait. Did you bring Sliske to justice?
No, not at all. We haven't done anything to help you. This is the failure of a quest.
I'm afraid he had many bargaining chips. However, the events that transpired were of greater importance.
But what about my brothers? He's a murderer.
Do not fear, mortal. I will free their souls, so that they may rest in peace. Farewell, adventurer.
What a day.
What a day.
Thank you for all your help. I am eternally grateful, adventurer. Take these as thanks. They are the least I can offer.
Okay. I kind of hated that quest, obviously, but you'll hear my thoughts on it in a second. Missing Presumed Death is the Space Jam 2 of RuneScape quests. It is the game officially jumping the shark, in my opinion. Now, the quest itself is fine, I guess. Like, there's a lot of it that's baffling, and I'm going to include almost all of that here in my summary. It's not like a poorly written quest like Salt in the Wound. It's not like insulting. It's the exact kind of thing that I was worried about after the World Wakes. I played the World Wakes. I liked the World Wakes. It made me sad and wistful about the future of RuneScape. This is the exact kind of quest I was worried was going to come out of the World Wakes. So if you think of the quest as having 3 acts, Act 1 of the quest is fine. It's even good. It's just like a normal RuneScape quest, which I guess is what they were going for. It's actually extremely similar to One Piercing Note. It's not by the same devs as One Piercing Note. It's one of those things where I know One Piercing Note was kind of like popular, so I have to wonder, like, behind the scenes, was there pressure to make it like One Piercing Note at the start? It's like, it's so close, right? It's a murder mystery. You're gathering clues. You're frequently asked to say who you think the culprit was. It's fully voice acted. It involves the Church of Saradomin. It's still pretty good, though, even though it's similar to One Piercing Note. It's got its own little twist on it. You know, you're finding like evidence that an elf committed some murders, and then you realize, wait a minute, this was somebody posing as an elf. And then you're finding that a Saradominus wizard committed some murders, and then you're finding, no, it's somebody posing as a Saradominus wizard. The guy who's asking you to help him is this like nervous wreck old man monk who is like a survivor from all of his friends getting killed. The quest goes off the rails and completely jumps the shark, in my opinion, when you get what I can only describe as a cell phone call from Icthlarin, like the Anubis god of death guy. He just like calls you on your cell phone and he's like, hey man, I've been listening in on your adventures since the last time you did a quest with me, which in my case was like 2,000 hours ago. So it's a bummer he didn't like call me up to wish me grats on getting 106 woodcutting earlier in this episode. What the fuck, man? But anyway, just as you're working on solving the mystery, he's like, hey man, I'm just going to like teleport right in front of you and like just give me your notes. Oh yeah, after looking at the notes, I know for a fact that this is Sliske who did this. Now, hilariously, this is all happening in front of Brother Samuel, like the guy who gave you the quest, the guy who's like friends just died. He's just kind of sitting there silently as the god of death is talking to you about grand cosmic RS3 problems. This isn't really material to the murder mystery part of the quest, which is kind of frustrating. Like during the murder mystery, you notice that all the corpses have ghosts that are stuck in their bodies, but like that there are ghosts stuck in their bodies doesn't really have anything to do with that part of the quest. It's just a setup for the ending of the quest, but it's a thing that doesn't matter at all to the rest of the quest. The point is that Icthlarin called you on your cell phone because he realized that Death has gone missing, and we know Death has gone missing because the spirits are like stuck in their bodies or whatever. So I was like, okay, I mean, the name of the quest is Missing Presumed Death. The quest icon is a picture of death. This quest is going to be about what does it mean for death to be missing. Incorrect. False. The only reason that I can tell that death is missing is that they wanted to have Icthlarin present at this Sliske ceremony that we're about to go to, because Sliske kidnapped Death to get the player character and Icthlarin to attend. Which I guess is fine if this was part of like a wider quest line, but like it's pointless. The idea that Death is missing doesn't matter. Like we don't explore it for longer than a couple minutes. It never comes back. We don't like talk to Death about it. We don't say what does it mean for Sliske to have caught Death? How could Sliske have caught Death? It's literally just a plot point to justify why we're at this grand council of gods, which is what makes this quest like Space Jam 2. So in the World Wakes has it should have a million prerequisites if you look at the quests that are in the recommended to play to fully understand list, right? If you play all those quests, though, it kind of earns the fact that there's a stage of the quest where you see a bunch of really important characters all at the same time, including a bunch of bosses, a bunch of Majorat, right? This quest is a free-to-play quest with no prerequisites that immediately throws you in a room with, let me list them out here, all of the Barrows brothers, all of the Zamorakian Majorat, all of the Zerosian Majorat, Krill Sitzeroth, General Grardor, Commander Ziliana, not Kriara, but Kriara's two buddies, Flight Kalisa and Girin. Ilfine, amusingly. We don't have Saren or like a more important elf here, it's just Ilfine is here, I guess. Koshé the Deathless is here, or rather Karshai, right? It turned out that the goofy little guy from the subtask of Frenetic Trials is actually a Majorat the whole time. Oh my god. Although that would be totally spoiled for you if you happen to do this goofy little free-to-play quest with a 500 XP prayer reward first. Also, in a room that we have to keep peeking into are literally Saradomin, Zamorak, Bandos, Armadil, Ixthlarin, and I guess what is actually a pretty charming in-joke, and I'm really glad that they included this. This quest takes itself so seriously that I feel like it wouldn't be willing to do something like this. But one of the gods in the Chamber of Gods is like just a cabbage. It's Brassica Prime, right, from the April Fool's jokes. So what the quest is really about, it has nothing to do with the murder mystery. It has nothing to do with death being missing. What it has to do with is setting up Sliske's bullshit. Sliske wants to set up a big like battle of the gods, Royal Rumble, where all the gods are going to fight each other and only one of them can be left standing by the time that there's a special eclipse that's probably the subject of a future quest. Functionally, what this quest is an extremely long cutscene of a bunch of gods arguing with each other in a room where the player character isn't even present. I think Jagex understood that making a quest that was like that would be unacceptable, so they break up the big gods arguing in a room cutscene with little puzzles you have to do. The puzzles are mostly weird and unmotivated, especially the first one where you're just trying to like use agility to escape a crowded room with a bunch of boxes full of smoke bombs. I didn't get it. There is a good gag in there where Sliske is taunting you and makes a comment about how you're probably using a guide to complete the quest, which I always love when they do jokes like that, but it sounds like it works for Sliske because he's kind of like a Kefka Joker type trickster god character. But other than that, you can really tell that what the devs wanted to make with this quest was a really long cutscene of the gods arguing in a room and setting up Sliske's big Royal Rumble thing. They didn't really care about any of the other stuff, and it's just here so that the quest feels like a quest and not like a big cutscene. At the end of the cutscene, it's like they remembered, oh shit, that's right, like the whole point of this quest is we have to rescue Death? I guess the point of the quest was to solve the murder mystery, but now it's that we have to rescue Death. So Sliske like spawns him in a cage, along with a Dragonkin guy that he spawned in a cage, and he casually drops that through magic, he just has the Stone of Joss now. Like, we went to all this trouble in Ritual of the Majorat to secure the Stone of Joss and put it somewhere safe. It doesn't matter. He just waved his hand and got it anyway. That bothers me more than it probably should, but there is all of this stuff about, like, putting the Stone of Joss somewhere special and then, like, creating a code to protect it, and just off-screen, Sliske just thwarts that. There's a really baffling part at the end of the quest where Sliske gives you the key to rescue Death, and then for, like, not even 15 seconds, the Dragonkin starts breathing fire at you ineffectually as you just walk around the room behind all the other gods and open the cage to let Death out. Like, Death doesn't talk at all until the very end of the quest. He's just in the cage, just kind of staring like a prop, essentially. It would have been the same as if Death was just like a statue or a mystic urn or something. Once you rescue Death, he teleports you and Ixthlarin out, and you end up next to poor brother Samwell as Death and Ixthlarin wax poetic about how big of a deal this whole Sliske thing is. It's actually kind of sad when Samwell's like, did you guys like get justice for the murder of my friends? And like all three characters just kind of look at him like he's nothing, right? Like, no, we don't care about that. This is like big cosmic, you know, God versus God battle shit. This is way more important than your dinky little quest. I guess the theory behind the murder mystery is that Sliske personally murdered these people and personally tried to arrange so that it looked like it was he was trying to like pit the worshippers of Saren against the worshippers of Saradomin or something. But when we go to his little enclave and we see his little ceremony, it's obvious that he doesn't do things on that tiny of a level. Like, obviously that tiny of a level isn't a big enough deal to attract the notice of Saren or Saradomin. They don't give a shit about this little guy and his dead monk friends, right? So it feels weird to have like the Joker or Kefka commit this like petty crime that is totally outside of the scope of the crimes that he usually commits, right? It's like if in Final Fantasy VI, Kefka uses his death laser to decimate the entire world, and then just for fun, he like commits some insurance fraud and like mugs somebody or something. Like, I'm sorry, we've established that this is a guy who like kills gods and makes gods fight each other. I don't think he's like mischievously killing a few elves and monks and then like amateurishly framing the crime scene so it looks like somebody else did it. It's baffling. This quest is baffling. I didn't like it. That'll wrap the episode. 2 really disappointing quests, in my opinion. I guess I didn't really have any expectations for Missing Presumed Death, but it started out kind of interesting and then got really, really, really stupid really fast. The dwarf quest really bummed me out, though, because Forgiveness of a Chaos Dwarf is like an all-timer, is one of the best quests in RuneScape, in my opinion, and I think they just had to wrap it up without really delivering a satisfying conclusion. That is the end of our 2013 quest. We're now in 2014. Next week's episode will feature One of a Kind. See you then. Bye, everybody.